I'm Eugenia Botta. I'm CEO for AppBar at AB InBev, and I have 10 years experience in e-commerce. And
I'm Eduardo Garcia Saenz, and I've been entrepreneur outside the company for 15 years. I founded a retail industry e-commerce, and then I came to work to CX 5 years ago.
So today we know last year was a big disruption for everyone, and today our goal is to share some thoughts about our experience and what we learned and what we think it's going to be important for the following years. So first, a bit of an introduction. So we work at AB InBev. At AB InBev, we have a group which is CX Ventures. That's our group for growth and innovation. And CX basically funds different businesses and units, and we have the D2C unit, which has a goal to offer frictionless access to beverages for our consumers. So we have different businesses that go around the pillars of convenience, experience, prices, fair prices, and assortment. And within this D2C world, like we are constantly identifying new consumers' needs and offering customized value props. So in Argentina, for a year now, we have founded AppBar, which is our delivery business. Basically, we offer an on-demand frictionless service that delivers in less than 45 minutes cold beverages at fair prices. So we started, our birthday was last week actually, and this was a couple of weeks before the lockdown started in Argentina. So we almost, like, our story is almost about COVID, but the business wasn't thought for this context. So we are going to share some learnings.
So when we think about how to rethink the new normal, when we were making the presentation, we were thinking about what triggers to rethink it, and we thought about some questions that we are still working to solve, but mainly it is what are the main changing ideas and how we have to reshape our business model for the new normal. How can we incorporate cross-channel retailing elements and new technologies to our business? How we have to blend the online and offline experience, and also how can we increase the role of consumer in creating and determining our products.
Yeah. There. So when we think about last year's disruption, we can think about some highlights or some elements that we think are fundamental to what's coming. So the first observation was a strong need to be more connected and to socialize. So the lockdown basically made that extremely difficult. And there was also a general mood of concern about the health situation, the economic situation caused by the lockdown, and this, together with the lack of being, socializing with other people, require new ways of entertainment. So there was we observe a rising interest for cook or for homemade activities. And usually for Argentina, for the beer consumption, the out-of-home occasion, it's pretty big. So people in Argentina tend to go out a lot and socialize. And in this context, this situation created the home of beer, providing a big volume opportunity to be present at home. So when we consider like the working situation, so all the people that works usually at the office would go to work from home, but we still had our operations, and our operations continue operating. So when we had to rethink and reshape the way our, to be careful for our safety and, having health protocols. And that was really challenging because, as I said, we started a few weeks before this whole situation started in Argentina. So this was challenging because we are still a startup, but as you may know, like, the first weeks of a startup, you don't have so many processes in place. So, we had some processes in place and we had to change them and iterate on them like every week until we find a good balance. So keeping in mind health and safety was and is going to be extremely important from now on. And this created a new concept. So for us, in the delivery business, you hand over a bag. So the note attached delivery emerged as a new concept and as an innovation out of this context.
So what are the trends that we think will continue to accelerate for 2021? And we'll have to keep concerned to keep growing our business. As Euge said, we emerged in the first days of the COVID pandemia, and all the team we were a very small team. We had a mandate to escalate fast. So, we had to build the team and also to escalate. In my role, I had the role of operations and expansion. It was very challenging, but taking into account the situation, what are the trends that we think will still shape our business for this year? Well, it's a fact that the end of on-off borders it's done. We think that extreme convenience stores in high traffic areas in suburban and urban places will be one of the things that we're going to do. We still need to incorporate technology to offer a better consumer journey and test new things. We're going to do that. And also, we are continually going around the concept of loyalty, because we think it's fragmented, and when we don't deliver in time and we don't deliver the promise that we have as a brand, 45 minutes cold, and if we don't keep in touch with this KPI, we'll lose our clients. We all the time we're seeking opportunity to have fair prices, but also to have innovations in our assortment and our portfolio. And we, as a brand, we work with other brands to sell their products, which is great for them to get on demand to the clients. And we are working with their promises, but also with our promise, and working mostly with niche states to be there in the occasion that the client needs us with the product that they need. And also, I think we have a great opportunity to be for the brands there to deliver the clients whatever innovation they have at the moment the client wants it. So that's something we're going to keep in track during 2021. And I think we'll move to the next slide.
Yeah. So there are some social changes that we identified, and they are going to impact, the way brands behave from now on, and the way actually we run our businesses. So one is that how brands behave matters more than ever to consumers. So every brand or every business has its own values, but it seems that consumers are having an ethical motivation which is rising, and they are not only taking care of if the values of the brands are aligned to their own values, but also if the brands are really executing on those values. So it's going to be extremely important for all the brands to be, to keep that integrity in terms of saying what they care about and actually doing it. And there is also the concept of brand safety, the environment, when the environment of the context of the brand communication. So keeping that consistency in terms of aligning values, exercising on them, and being extremely careful about where and in which context the brand's content appears, it's extremely important. So we had an example here. So when we started our delivery, so the first weeks of the lockdown, this was a new situation for everyone, for us as consumers and as people, and for us as a business. So when we were thinking about the protocol in order to deliver our orders, there was always this difficult situation that you need to deliver or hand over the bag. And well, we decided to move forward with this no touch delivery. But then what we also did, because I think there was also an opportunity to connect with the consumer and to give a positive or to transform a hard situation into a positive one, which was our delivery people had hand sanitizers with them, and they would offer the consumer to spread some hand sanitizer, and that was a really strong impact for consumers. So this was in a context that it was even hard to purchase because it was right at the beginning, the demand was higher than normal, of course, and the offer was still not there. So this was extremely surprising for people, that a company would just, let's say, give for free hand sanitizer. And the other thing that we did was to include on all our orders, I mean, no matter what people bought, it was a bottle of water. So our rationale there was if you are buying beer or soft drinks, you are also going to need water at home because you're actually not going out. So we said we are going to deliver for free a bottle of water and stay relevant by saying, okay, this is our gift to you. We know you can go out and you're probably going to need water. So this created an extremely strong message and impact for consumers because first they saw us as a serious company, this created our reputation in a context that was extremely hard, and being also a new brand in our country, this also helped to prove that we really care about people and that we were doing business but in the proper way. So I think this moving forward is going to be really important to keep in mind, and together with what Eduardo commented before about the NPS. In the NPS is not only a metric, a number, it has also the comments, and the comments are the most interesting part, and you always have the chance to pick up the phone and talk to someone and go deeper into a comment. So I think that's a huge opportunity that if you really keep close to the consumer, you are going to know and really know what's creating a good impact and what you really need to change. And then there is another important topic, which is the new ways of socializing. So for consumers, we know that during the lockdown, people couldn't celebrate birthdays, for example. So as a brand, you always need to be creative as how to be relevant for the consumer, even if the whole context changed, So our business wasn't thought of as a delivery, to deliver presents or gifts. So, but what happened is that people would ask us, hey, can you remove the ticket? Because our orders comes with a ticket. So can you remove the ticket because this wine I'm sending to a friend's house is actually a gift for his birthday. So that created a new opportunity, but more than an opportunity, I think it's the possibility of being relevant and being there when the consumer needs you. So having the flexibility to iterate and understand how consumers are using our product was extremely important. And then there is another big topic, which is the way of socializing for a team. So usually, or normally teams, people would be hired, and you would share time at the office, and you would get to know each other, and even if you're not doing a team building, like by working together, you would get a lot of information from the other person, and a lot of connection. So in this context, for us, it was extremely hard because our team was starting to grow. As the business grow, we had to hire more team members, and all this happened while we were working remote. So this was the need of generating this together, and to blend new people into the culture. So this is a moment, I think, where the culture is the most important aspect, and you need to keep in mind how to generate this connection, even if people are not being able to meet or to gather. So in our experience, like, we were able to gather some team members 3 or 4 months after they started, and the challenges that they were facing the first day at work were extremely aggressive because of the context, and because of us being a startup. So this is extremely important from now on, and probably the whole way we work, it's going to be reshaped for the coming years. But I think it's always good to keep some time. No matter if it's physical or virtual time, but if we can keep some time to generate this connection among members, it's crucial to build solid teams.
Well, and one of the choices we had to make last year was about capillarity and how to get to the consumers to deliver our promise. As I said, I come from the company, but we had a team that didn't come from the company. We have a strong culture, and sometimes it's hard for people to come to ABINBev to work. One of the things that when we started was, for us, dark stores were going to be the new concept, because they make us have more capillarity, be more efficient in our cost, and keeping in mind that we think that for the future, physical stores will be important. We thought that we could gain capillarity fast and efficiently with our dark store. We started with one dark store, and we finished the year with 15 dark stores, having presence in tier 1 cities, as we say, to big cities in Argentina, and delivering a great service in all of our the places that we are. And we think for this year, that is something that we started testing last year. We're going to make a bet on physical stores. We think that with physical stores and with online experience, we can gain a lot of awareness and generate impact, not only in our stores, but also in the stores surrounding our stores, and more important, bring new ways of relating with our consumers. We put a physical two drive-thrus this summer to test, and the results were incredible. We still need to crack how to get to more zones and have more capillarity. We also have to break the inside resistance that we have in the company. One of the things that he was saying is, we're a company with a strong culture, and sometimes we have to convince everyone in the company to bet on us and to be with us with different promotions, and with brands trying to make the innovations and sell them in a bar. And that exercise is very hard, because sometimes the inside is tougher than the outside. And well, what we think is the future for us is also a concern. We have a consumer-centric approach, and we think that with new technologies we can capture a lot of opportunities that are there. We are very optimistic about the future and our business. We think people will continue to buy online beverages, and that would not diminish the other channels that we have as a company. That's why we keep on. You have to think that we deliver all the bars and all the restaurants in the country and worldwide, and we don't want them to be, in bad conditions. So we think the future will generate opportunity for all channels of the company, and for us mainly because we are going to have the right stores in the right locations. We are bringing robotics to our stores. We're bringing drones to test how we can deliver faster, cheaper, and also in a creative way. We have a portable staff and equipped with developed technologies that are around the world, but are very innovative for Argentina, being tested. And also, mostly one of the main things about all these technologies is that we will be able to detect consumer behaviors and present a customized promotional preset to them to make the correct decision about the product that they want, taking into account that we have a huge portfolio, and not only with products of AB InBev, but also from our competitors. That is another thing that was mind-blowing here in our offices.
So to summarize, we think that being consumer-centric is what's going to matter the most. And as it was proved last year, being consumer-centric means being extremely flexible. So learning every day and also learning to do something about it, like being really actionable about what we learn and being ready to change completely the way we are doing stuff. So from now on, I think that being open to learning and iterating is going to be crucial. Keeping in mind people's comments, trying to get deeper in what they really mean, and iterating on the product is going to remove this fragmented loyalty, and it's going to boost our business and all businesses. So that's all from our side. We are open to question or discussion.